Hello YouTube, I'm Frostfire, and in this series, I'm reading comments from brain-dead idiots who enjoy wasting their time by being assholes for some reason. And particularly, ignorant assholes who are perturbed by hobbies that don't affect them whatsoever. I know reading hate comments is as overdone as gaming videos, especially in the furry fandom. But I feel like doing this for the channel is far more interesting than just replying in the comments section or ignoring them outright. Every comment I get on this channel, minus approved users, is held for review and will be deleted automatically after 60 days anyway. I don't want my videos cluttered with this garbage because I want my comment section to be a welcoming place where furries and curious non-furries alike can just chill and be themselves. But my corner of YouTube is no place for haters. I don't have the energy or the desires to deal with them directly because they love to act like leeches that suck the joy out of life, so I'd rather lampoon for content. Because then, my supporters can lampoon in the comments with me. And for future reference, I'm going to be blocking usernames and images so that y'all won't gang up on them somewhere else. Because while they are idiots, I don't support the idea of, hey, this person bullied me, so go bully them back. It's not a good thing to do. To differentiate commenters from each other, I'm going to try to give each one a silly name. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, our first hater is someone I'll call Dummyhead. Don't ask why, it was just the first thing that came to my mind. Sadly, I actually forgot that I planned on doing a hate comment series, so I deleted two of this person's comments as soon as I saw them. Fortunately, I remember, vaguely, what Dummyhead said, so I can mention them here first before showing actual screenshots. So Dummyhead's first comment was L. That's literally it, just the 12th letter of the alphabet. I guess they wanted to express the newest letter they learned in preschool or something, I don't know. Anyway, they think I'm taking a loss or I'm a loser because I'm a furry. Alright, cool. I'm not really sure who asked for your opinion on my hobby, but it certainly wasn't me.
Do I give a fuck?
No, not one.
How many fucks do I give?
0.
Exactly, so therefore your comment is irrelevant.
With Dummyhead's second comment, I think they had preschool homework because they had a lot more to say than just L. I don't remember verbatim what they said, but I believe it was something like, whenever I find furries, I hunt them down. Ah yes, the classic hunting down furries insult. Yeah, hey bud, even if you had a licensed weapon with which to hunt furries, you wouldn't be hunting animals, you'd be committing murder. Because contrary to popular belief, furries are human beings. And it's kind of wild that I have to say that because this is common knowledge. Oh, wait, I forgot. These are brain-dead idiots we're talking about here. Ones who think furries think they're animals. When there's literally no proof of that beyond the vapid news stories, like the transphobic one about litter boxes rumored for students who identify as furries, but are actually meant for feckin' service dogs of disabled students. So yeah, if said idiots actually used their brains and did a quick Google search, they'd know that furries are literally just fans of animal humanoids. It's not a sexuality, it's not a gender identity, it's a feckin' subculture full of creative fans. There's absolutely zero reason to commit murder on the bunch of nerds who like anthros. And the implication that you want to hunt us down because you think we're animals, or that you think we are, means you want to hunt down all animals in general, which is super creepy and, depending on the animal being targeted, is absolutely not okay morally or legally. And if you only want to hunt down furries and not actual animals, then that's even more creepy, because that means you're extremely trigger happy, and if you do actually own a weapon, you should be in jail for even thinking about committing such a crime. Oh, what's that? You don't actually want to hunt furries down? You just like to say that because it's a cool thing to say on the internet? Yeah, that's what I thought. Grow the hell up and use your brain. The next comment, I'm pretty sure is Dummyhead, so I guess this preschooler learned some more words. And this time, I took a screenshot. Furry cringe. Wow, another classic insult. But they never elaborate on what makes furries so cringy. Even if they did, it's unlikely that I do anything cringy anyway, because when furry haters call us cringe, they're only spewing that insult at fursuiters. And a lot of the time, fursuiters do silly stuff with the camera, which can also be perceived as cringy. Do you hate fun, Dummyhead? I don't have the money nor the heat tolerance for an entire animal suit or even a partial one, so it couldn't possibly be due to that. So if some bozo is gonna call me cringe, then they're gonna need a better reason than just being a furry, cause I'm not convinced. Now Dummyhead comments on the thread started by a friend of mine, Mac. Twice, might I add. Furry L was all they said. Mac isn't actually a furry himself, just a dude who's chill with them. So, Dummyhead looks so stupid for assuming my friend was one just for commenting. Anyway, I've already addressed this comment. It's just regurgitated mental vacancy, so let's just move on. The second reply, referring to me telling Mac that furry haters are idiots, says, "You guys are the idiots." Says the person who uses the shorthand for R. Okay, that was mean. I don't really care if he used the 18th letter of the alphabet. I'm just laughing at the fact that he thinks people are idiots just because they have an unusual hobby. Sorry, I fail to see how liking animal humanoids makes someone an idiot. Honestly, this poor dude is trying so hard to insult me and my friend, but he does so in such a pathetic way. Would it make him feel better if I pretended to care? Or pretended to be insulted or hurt? Nah, I can't even muster an ounce of playing pretend. It's just too hilarious to even consider the idea. This next comment Dummyhead left is on the same first video, but based on the context, I think this person meant to comment on the second video of mine, about the glasswing butterfly. Persistent, aren't you, Dummyhead? Well, that means more content and potential views for me. They say, WTF is a fursona, sounds cringe. Well, of course it sounds cringe to you, idiot. You hate furries. So anything related to furries is gonna automatically be cringy to you, because your puny brain cannot comprehend anything regarding furries other than cringy. And even though you don't give a crap about anything other than your own opinion, I'm gonna educate your sorry butt and any new furries watching this video, just to salvage any lost brain cells here. A fursona is an anthropersona created to represent a furry online and during real-life activities, like furry conventions. A fursona can be of any species, whether they're the stereotypical wolf, an unusual species, which is pretty much anything that isn't a canine, a mythical creature like a dragon, or an original species that the furry themselves or some other furry created. It's along the same lines as making an original character or fan character of an established property, but the character themselves belongs solely to the furry who created it. However, in some cases, furries may like an established species, such as Pokemon, enough to make it that character of said species their own persona. The creativity that fuels the furry fandom is the main reason why I feel so at home here. I honestly don't get how that's cringy. It's quite the opposite, actually. Where else would you find such creative minds creating such extraordinary things? Anyway, let's see. What shall I reward Dummyhead for their folly? Ah, I know.
BAYTINS!
Oh boy, someone new decided to show up and they had a lot of toxicity to spew at me. We'll call them Airhead. Don't ask me why their name also ends in the head suffix. I just felt like using it. Anyway, first thing they said was, "Finally, I found a butterfly pecker." Do you even know how the laws of physics works, my dude? 'Cause even if I was, for some inexplicable reason, sexually attracted to butterflies, it's physically impossible to have sex with a butterfly. The poor thing would be crushed and die under the weight of just my skin. And for that matter, why were you specifically looking for someone, presumably a furry, who somehow has sex with butterflies? Maybe it's some weird micro-macro thing that you're into that I'm unaware of? Well, anyway, guys, I think we found more of an idiot than Dummyhead. Airhead hasn't even left the womb yet, never mind preschool. The next thing Airhead said is, "Don't ever associate Sonic with you freaks, it's disgusting." Well, even if you have no furry friends, you're still associating with us by commenting on my videos. Also, some furries are low-key and keep their furry hobby out of their personal lives, which includes other hobbies like Sonic. So you'd never even know they were a furry. Ooh, scary. And it's because of assholes like you that some people have to closet themselves in the first place, cause none of you know how to be chill, like my friend Mac. Also, I've got some bad news for you, pal. Sonic is a popular franchise that makes a lot of people become furries. Fandom calls such things a furry awakening for some reason. By the way, there's nothing disgusting about being fans of anthropomorphic animals. What's more disgusting is being accused of things you would never do because the accuser didn't bother to actually get to know anything about the accused. That's honestly horrid if you ask me. The third thing Airhead said on my very first video was, "You made the grave mistake of posting this in the Sonic Show server." Okay. You make it sound like something bad's gonna happen to me because I did that. Are you implying that I'm gonna get bullied by someone else? Or that you're gonna show up on my turf to attempt to spam me in the comments section like you have been? 'Cause, buddy, you're just giving me content for my viewers and ammunition for my supporters to make fun of you. So please, by all means, continue to give me exactly what I need to make content. Though, as of recording this, you gave up a month ago with the very last comment I'm going to feature later on, so your little threat was nothing but a bluff. Might be due to the fact that I never replied to you in the comments section, but whatever. The fourth comment Airhead left was, You're the reason why the Sonic community is viewed as a bunch of furries. I didn't know I had so much power that I could single-handedly influence the minds of those outside the Sonic community. Wow! Look, loser. Sonic's an anthropomorphic animal. Do you seriously think that furries specifically aren't going to be interested in the Sonic franchise? Even if the majority of the community aren't furries, so what? Your delusion about what furries are doesn't matter because there's bad apples in all fandoms. You're just too stubborn to accept that fact. There's some weirdo Sonic fans that make weirdo furries blush. Also, are you forgetting that Sonic OCs exist? What do you think the furry fandom is all about? Oh yeah, original characters. The furry subculture is so strong that Sega themselves basically made a concept of a Sonic canon in Forces. Whether you want to admit it or not, the furry fandom and the Sonic community are very similar, even if one is based off an existing franchise and the other isn't. A little friendly reminder, you dolt. The same shite you see in the Sonic community happens in the MLP fandom, in the FNAF fandom, and others, just to name a few. This includes creating OCs and fan characters. And don't preach to me about how badly the Sonic community is viewed by those outside looking in. You already know damn well how toxic and looked down upon the community is from within anyway, regardless of any related furriness associated with it. From nitpicking the color of Sonic's eyes to whether or not Frontier should have had momentum, the community has enough issues. Being furries or being seen as furries isn't gonna break this camel's back if Forces, Rise of Lyric, and Sonic 06 combined can't break its back. You're just looking for something or someone to be mad at, cause I guess your mom has been drinking too much alcohol while you were still forming in the womb. Oh, I'm sorry, was that too harsh? Doesn't feel too good to be judged by someone who doesn't know you, does it? I don't like saying mean things, but you seriously need to grow up, you pathetic fetus. Airhead's next comment was a reply on Mac's comment again, saying, "Ah yes, because we normal people are the weird ones." Your idea of what furries are is what makes you the weird one, yes. Because I don't abuse animals, never have and never will. I'm not some dog fecker like you seem to think I am. Do you even know what a zoophile looks like? Because they proudly wear this symbol, especially in their bios on social media. You want to know why I don't have it in any of my social media? It's not because I'm afraid of being discovered. It's because I'm not one. Zoophiles have no fear in boldly being the scum that they are. They think their disgusting compulsions are as valid as being queer, aka they think they belong in the LGBT plus community. But let me tell you, both the queer community and the furry fandom hate zoophiles, far more than you ever will. And to backtrack a little bit, if people think Sonic fans are furries, then zoophiles are why people think furries are zoophiles. So you're playing right into their hands. Good job. By the way, the furry fandom isn't exclusive to zoophiles that try to infiltrate it. There's zoophiles in the Sonic community too. Are you gonna lambast your fellow Sonic fans too? Or just any and every furry you come across because you're a piece of shite? Cause dude, you're here spamming comments onto my videos, probably without even bothering to watch them, and saying not only garbage that your little mind comes up with based on baseless assumptions, but also hurtful things that you project onto me because deep down, you hate yourself and you hate your life. And rather than getting the help you need, you decide to take it out on me, because you're probably some ignorant, petulant child who has too much homework to do and you're procrastinating. And you need something to give you that sweet, sweet dopamine. So until you actually can find any proof that I've had sex with dogs, cats, or butterflies, you can honestly shut your mouth. Airhead decided they were done being a troll for a couple of days, and then realized I had a second video and thought, ooh, let me be cancerous there too. This time, it's just a link to a suicide-related meme. I'm not even gonna bother showing it. Who's an eggy boy? Oh yes you are. What an eggy boy you are. It's quite hilarious that you think that a meme telling me that I should kill myself and that I have no worth is actually gonna affect me. You're below me when my self-esteem is at rock bottom. Not even my self-hatred can resist laughing at this lunacy. Not to mention, saying I have no worth is just a straight-up lie. I have plenty of worth to the people who care about me. You know what actually has no worth? Your opinion. Airhead had another stellar comment that says, furries don't have rights. Ah yes, because they think we're animals and not humans. Are you truly this dense, or do you take pills to be an airhead? Cause I don't think you even have a brain inside your skull anymore. Furries are in fact human, despite what you want to think. So we already have rights. I share the same rights as you do, although telling someone to kill themselves is probably an act of terrorism, so maybe I have more rights than you, I don't know. I'm gonna reward you with what I rewarded Dummyhead.
BAYTINS!
Well, that's all the furry hate comments I've got for you today. And judging by the number of tumbleweeds in my helpful review section of my comments, this may be the only video in this series, unless someone is generous enough to practically hand me content. But if these idiots wise up, they won't bother, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. No content for me and my viewers to laugh at, but also no comments for me to roll my eyes at either. Anyway, as scummy and annoying as these anti-furries are, they're only helping my channel out. And you know, haters like to say and do shite for the fun of it, but the fact is, they don't actually know what furries are and who they are, because if they did, they wouldn't hate furries to begin with. So, until we meet again, stay floofy.